All right, so we got Michael T. Ross here, and just something I gotta start off with. Baroque No Joke. This track is quite interesting, considering it's all keyboards. How did this come about?
Well, I'm a keyboardist, but my great desire has been the electric guitar. I think most of us, when we were little kids and we grew up, we were thinking of the electric guitar more than a piano. And I'm a guitarist stuck in a keyboard body, actually. And I love Randy Rhoads. I love Gary Moore. I did grow up influenced by keyboardists, Rick Wakeman and Jens Johansson and Keith Emerson, but my heart really rested with guitar players, and so as I got older, I started dialing in the cool guitar tone sounds on the keyboard, which I think Korg keyboards for that. And I wanted to put out an album. I wanted to put out an album without a guitar player, and have a guitarist sit down and hear it and say, wow, who's on guitar?
And now, Michael, is this whole album only keyboards, you're saying?
It's keyboards and drums.
Wow.
I'm playing the bass synth on keys, and believe me, it's not going to be compromised there. I've been playing bass synth my whole life, and I'm really excited about playing that role as well.
Now, what's this project called?
Angel Music Makers. It's my Michael T. Ross debut solo album, and solo career, something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I've been playing heavily in bands for over 10, 15 years now. You're familiar with some of them, and I'm getting older. People have told me for years, save it for your solo album. Every time you go in the studio and you have an idea, they laugh at you and say, save it for your solo album. Well, to me, it's time to gather all those thoughts that I could never share and put it all together in one album and put it out this year so the fans and friends can all hear all keyboards. Once you pop it in, you're not going to get confused if it's guitar here or guitar there. It's just all keyboards, it's all me, and it's my big challenge. I could just see an article in Guitar World magazine, like as if I'm a guitar player, and being a keyboardist. That would be a dream for me, to cross over like that and be accepted.
And to get possibly guitarists to learn your work as a keyboardist to guitar.
Well, I don't want to take so much real estate here on this interview regarding this, but if I can mention, the unique thing about this is I work closely with guitar players, and I'm going to announce soon a guitarist that's going to produce my record with me. And when the guitar player has his guitar and he's with me in the studio and we're jamming out on these songs and he comes up with a cool riff, I'm going to duplicate that exactly, the same voicing and everything, even the same tone as closely as possible, and play his parts in with my keyboard parts. So I have a guitar player that will do some co-writing with me and definitely co-producing. So this guitar player is going to have the biggest challenge for himself, because he's going to have to express himself as a guitar player in my music, but without using his guitar. He's got to go through me. He's got to use my body to play it. So when I play chords in a certain part of the song, like in a pre-chorus, it's gonna register to a guitar player's ear because it's talking in his same language.
And now, Michael, what else do we have in this world for news?
Well, Jason, I've known you for several years now, and you've interviewed me before, and I would just like to start this announcement with you, mentioning that I'm no longer in Lita Ford, and as of last week, according to a phone call from management, I have been in Lita Ford since June of '08, from the inception of her, I don't like using the word comeback, whatever you want to call it. She had been in hiatus in the music business for many years, and I started out with me and Stet Howland, the drummer from Wasp, and other great talent. And we started in Long Island in June of '08, and my ride has ended last week. I'm very sad. I love Lita Ford so much. The lady she's moved mountains for me, and what can I say? And I need to move forward. I have a lot of other projects and bands, and I look forward to doing more this year, which includes an opportunity to do my solo album that I've been wanting to do.
And something else I see on this list, missing persons. Can you explain me this a little bit?
Sure. I've been playing with Dale Bazio for almost as long as Lita now, about 3 years. And we recently played in December in San Francisco at the Red Devil Lounge. I really like working with Dale. She, was the backup singer for Frank Zappa when she was younger. And I just grew to love this music as I was learning how to play keyboards, and to play these songs with her on the synthesizer. It kicks my ass. And I play with both hands. I split the board. I'm playing a lot of bass synth and just a lot of parts. And I enjoy that style, because even though I grew up on Firehouse and Slaughter and Kicks and all the stuff I'm sure you have in the 80s, I also loved hearing, fat analog keyboard sounds, and I couldn't really get that from a lot of that rock. So I listened to, Duran Duran, The Cure, Depeche Mode, and Missing Persons was my favorite band out of that whole genre. And so I definitely keep the door open with her as well, and periodically play shows with her. I'd love to do a new album. I mean, Missing Persons hasn't done a new album in so long, but I'll be doing more shows definitely this year with Dale.
Another thing too, for the Lita Ford subject, Gary Hoey, he's playing guitar.
Yes, and he's still with her. I cannot get much further into this because it's all fresh news, and I need to follow my place here. But I am not the only one that has been let go in the band. But I do know that Gary is still with Lita. They have the new album. I've heard it. It kicks ass. I'm really excited for them. And a new tour. There's rumors out there of some billing already with Sebastian Bach, Cinderella, and so forth. It's always great gigs and a nice run. So I wish Gary the best. He joined the band last year. He took Bumblefoot's place, Ron Thal, and I had a great time with him, and he played with us for a year. We've had some really great guitar players in Lita's band, and I've just been honored to work with such talent and all these different guys. But Jason, if I'm not skipping too far ahead, it falls in the same category. I want to also announce a lot of stuff here going on, changes. That's rock and roll for you. One door closes, 10 opens. So I'm being optimistic as I'm telling you this. I'm Josh Ramos and I are not on the new Hardline album. Hardline has a new album coming out. It's finished. It's out of Italy with new guys, also on Frontiers Records still. And I heard that, maybe you even know more than I do, that there's a tour that they're talking about. I've been on the phone with Josh almost daily. We're actually collaborating on new material right now. I was just up in San Francisco with my girlfriend Amy, and actually ready to head back up there again and start writing new material with them for a project that we'll announce later. But Josh and I can speak for him too. We're sad that we've been in the band 10 years. We did Hardline 2. We did Live at the Gods in England in '03. And we did Leaving the End Open in '09. I got to tell you, since we've been in the band, that's the only show we've ever performed. One gig, Live at the Gods, on that DVD that I'm sure you're familiar with it. And that's it. So we've been waiting so long. But anyways, Johnny, it's his band. He knows what he's doing. He's one of the best singers out there. Definitely one of my favorite. I love the new Axel Rudy Pell. He's got that coming out, and I'm not on it. You know, I'm not on the new Hardline. I'm bummed out. I didn't even receive a phone call from him, but you know what? The guy has given me so much a piece of him for the last 10 years. I only can walk away and be happy with what he's given me. So I wish him luck. I wish the Hardline album good luck. I tell you what, I'm painting a picture here. The skies are opening for Michael T. Ross to come out strong with my keyboard material, my music, and start to send a message with what I want to say this time. It's great being in, I've been in Lita Ford for almost 4 years. I've been an Angel for longer than that. I've been in Hardline double that. But it's time now for me to step up and show my own identity. And that's why I'm talking to you today, because I'd like for everyone to hear what's happening for me right now, because there's a lot of changes there.
Another person too I see on this list, the great Neil Turbin.
Yes, well, thanks for mentioning him. I've known Neil for many years, and I have never had the opportunity to play with him. We're both West Coast guys, and I had that opportunity finally when we had the pre-NAMM Jam this year in Anaheim. I played with Neil, I played with Rev Jones, Jeff Martin on drums, and also Bobby Rondinelli came up and played with us. We did a rainbow tune. But I had a really great time playing with Neil, and I've actually been in discussion with him to collaborate with him finally on new material, on something, because I want to get it on vinyl with this guy, because I really like Neil's voice, and I think he's just really a great all-around guy, and just somebody I like to work with this year. For sure, because I like great singers and nice guys that are cool cats. They don't have a big ego and just want to get in the studio and rock. And he's all about the music, and that's something that him and I have clicked on this year. And we're on to a good start. Me and him, we played some Deep Purple, we played Highway Star, we played Gary Moore out in the fields. He loves Thin Lizzy just like I do, like you do. And I gotta say real quick, Jason, that I had an interesting moment when I had no sound check with Neil and the band that got put together. And so I showed up, and in the middle of the set, I come up and I jump on the keys. And I did that for the first song, Burn, which is one of my favorite tunes, and I can nail that song. Somebody didn't tell me that we were down-tuned.
Oh, no.
I didn't have a monitor with a good level. I couldn't hear myself. I get up there, I'm in 440, I'm playing it exactly to the MP4 that I received, and I am half step off. And I don't even know it. I'm swinging my hair, I'm thinking I'm hot shit, and it sounds like crap. And so, it was just it was a crazy moment for me. That's rock and roll. You can have a train wreck at any time. So my very first time playing with Neil, my very first chord I hit after all these years wanting to do this with him, I'm hitting a half step off on a note. We got it fixed. I played the rest of the set fine of the songs that I did, and we moved on. But Neil and I laughed about it.
Neil's a great guy. I met him once and interviewed him once, and great overall guy. I wish him the best as well, because he deserves way more than he has, if you ask me.
I feel the same way about him. I love the Death Riders. I've seen them out when when Lita and I played at Rocklahoma or Rock the Bayou, one of those he had performed, and I like his band. Really good band, Death Riders.
Now, Michael, is there anything else you'd like to plug in?
Yes, well, I thank you so much for letting me talk about all those things. I'd definitely like to invite people to my Facebook, which is facebook.com/rockkeys, ROCKKEYS. I'm here in Las Vegas. I've been here a year and a half. I moved from Hollywood. Since I last spoke with you, I like it out here. Again, I mentioned my girlfriend Amy. She's awesome. She actually plays cello and sings, and she has her own tribute band, the Black Eyed Peas, for anyone that wants to come to Vegas and hear some good music. I really like it out here. I'm working with Sally Steele. She owns Vegas Rocks magazine, and on a project that she's picked me for, and so I'll be actually doing some gigging here in Vegas. The whole time since I've been here, I have not played one note with the professional band, and there's some really great musicians out here. Paul Sortino's out here, a lot of great players, and I want to start jamming a little bit more locally. Something I haven't been able to do because I've been busy on the road all year long, and so I can do more records. And lastly, I want to mention Alen Brentini from Croatia. I've been out in his country twice. Did a solo tour with him. We have a new album out. It's called Sold Out. SOUL apostrophe D. And we are excited about this new album. I'm going to send you a material a little bit later, Jason, and I'm actually going to go out on tour with him this summer for trip number 3. Last year, we opened up for Richie Kotzen in Zagreb, the capital of Croatia, and so fans will be seeing MTR out in Europe this summer in support of Alen Brentini's new album. I'm on the entire album, and it's really good music, and I look forward to promoting that more this year as well. And that's it.
Well, sounds like you're keeping really busy, and that's great stuff. There's nothing wrong with that.
Thanks, Jason. Hey, and I guess I got to say it on record here. I'm sorry for being half dead, half asleep on my last interview with you a couple years ago. I was at the NAMM show. I was beat down for 4 days, and I remember I was doing the interview with you, I believe, in the parking lot at NAMM, at the NAMM Music Convention in Anaheim. So hopefully I was a little bit more in tune with you. Awesome.